Welcome back. 307 Reacts.
Sultry gets me every time. I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm always like, there's a react. And then you always come in, you're like, 307 Reacts. And I'm like,
Today, Matthew, we doing it.
Cat Kalling.
We're reacting to Cat Kalling. Okay? Now, Cat, different Cat. You all know Cat.
But I bet Cat shows up in the comments.
Put me on to other Cat.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, come to find out, I messaged her on Instagram, whatever. I was like, hey, you know, you sing really, really well. Kat sent me a little clip of something. And she goes, oh, 307, is that like Wyoming? And I was like, yeah. She goes, oh, I grew up in Sheridan.
That's right. That's what
I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I was like, you still live there? She goes, no, she's living in Vegas now. But, like, you know, doing her music thing.
Like, is she making her way in Vegas? Like, not like, is she getting paid to sing in Vegas? Is that like what's up?
Okay. So I would imagine what she's doing is she's doing small gigs and stuff to like make a little bit of money here and there, but it's not her full time.
Get her name out, but she's still got something else going. Okay, I got you. For
you know, a lot like us here. It's not our full time thing, but we do it.
Yeah.
So
she's in the right place for it, man. Vegas is a good spot to be doing something like that for sure. So
yeah. But I don't know. I just thought it was cool. She's like from Sheridan, you know, used to be a local here. So
and you haven't heard? Have you heard any of her stuff yet? Have you listened to any of her stuff?
Very small clip.
Okay, yeah, and I haven't heard anything yet because I seen it on our Watch Later playlist, so I didn't want to jump into any of it and spoil any of this stuff. So this is all new to us. If it's new to you, I bet Kat would really appreciate the subscription over on her page. Their pages, both Cats would probably appreciate subscriptions. Yes. So Kat, if you see this, what's up? Shout outs. Let us know in the comments.
Also, if you see this,
what's up? Shout outs. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
So make sure you head over, like, comment, subscribe, share the love, share this on your other social media platforms as well. All these artists, and we really appreciate it. The artists really appreciate it. We're just here trying to help promote local musicians and help some independent artists get their name out a little bit more. So
that's it.
The song is called "Wish You the Best." This is the official music video. The artist is Kat Kalling.
Just a couple days ago.
Did it? Okay, so there we go. Fresh off the presses. You've seen it here. Second, 307 Reacts. Maybe third, fourth, or fifth. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into this. Here we go. Was that an old song of hers on the radio playing?
I don't know.
Or maybe it's this song. Oh, no shit. Black Box Studios? That's crazy. I don't know anything about Black Box Studios. The only thing that I know is that for a long time I wanted to call my garage the Black Box.
Oh, really?
Because I painted it all black and put padding up on there, so I really wanted to. And up at Casper College for a long time, one of their audio production rooms was called the Black Box, and it was because the entire room was black, and that's where they did theater productions and things like that, because they had like the truss lighting all the way around, right? So it was a room where you could really adjust the lighting to your preference, right? And they called it the Black Box, and
that's cool.
Yeah, I wanted to call my room that, but that's okay. We've settled on something different a long time ago. It's fine, but for a long time I wanted to do black, so it exists. It's out there.
You promised that you'd save me. We'd be a picture-perfect family. But I don't think that I can stand it anymore.
Is that big chest piece she's got on there?
And now we're falling down. I'm sorry, everything you did didn't work out in the end. And now those picture frames are broken on the ground. When you tell me that I'm out of line, I hear you crying when we scream and fight. And if I never ever cross your mind, well, now that's okay. Oh, honey, now we're out of time, and I'll be gone before the morning rise. And if I ever cross your mind, and I hope you're not upset.
She's got this. She's got this transitional thing going on where, and I know you can hear it. She's going from this face. I don't know. We need Doobie in here. This face thingy where the sound's coming out of here till she transfers down into like this chest voice area. Like she's moving back and forth between those really, really subtly, but really fast. You know, like
it's a smooth.
You know, like I don't know. I'm not listening to the words very well, but like I mean, it's a fast transition, which I don't know. I mean, everything I knew coming up in choir classes was like, you don't want to do this nasally, this thing area,
well,
but she's making it work for me. You know, I think it sounds fine.
Well, and that's the thing about. So, the difference.
Are you going to go into traditional schooling here?
The difference between Rooney and G. Okay, did you have Rooney or
I had Patton.
Patton, that's right. General Patton.
Yes, General Patton over at Kelly Walsh, yes. Bless her heart, man. One of the greatest teachers I ever had. But there's a reason I made it into esprit de corps and state choir and like a cappella groups because she was a damn good teacher. So
and the same thing could be said about the teacher I had, G.
Man.
Here's the thing. I went to Natrona County. He went to Kelly Walsh. Two of the biggest rival schools,
our high schools have made national headlines for the football challenge here multiple times. Like it's kind of a weird thing. It's a big rivalry.
It's a fierce thing, and I will tell you, the choir teachers, when it comes to competition time, G will like slip little things here and there, right, to just add an edge to the competition.
He does too. He does.
And then, I think it was Rooney.
It's probably after my time, yeah.
Rooney did some real shit, like sent somebody in to figure out
sent a mole?
Paid a student to figure out what songs we were performing.
What?
And they picked one of them and did it and said they did it better. We beat Air Force College in high school.
So there you go.
Anyway,
wow, that's crazy. So straight up, send
straight up, like real competitive, dude.
That's crazy, man.
But anyway, so that's the difference between G and so G would say, okay, look, these are the basics. Okay, you want to sing with this, you want to sing with your chest, you want to make sure you have all your mouth formations correctly, and your throat's doing a certain thing, and when you do your certain vowels, do this, that.
You want to be clear and projecting, basically. That's.
And then he said, okay. That's cool for the first semester we focus on that. Second semester is we still do a couple songs with this, and then we're going to start introducing, okay, this one has kind of more of a blues feel. So, we're going to start kind of taking that voice and moving it to a different place.
I see where you're going with it.
And so he was always super good about, okay, now we're going to do jazz. And jazz sometimes can be very nasally and like in your...
It's supposed to be, right? Yeah. Especially when you're scatting and stuff. You're supposed to be way out in front and just exactly. I mean, you're supposed to be replicating instruments that would be doing trumpets, saxophones, snare drums.
So he was really good at just showing you how to move your voice and where, and that's why Doobie is so good at it.
Fair enough.
Because Doobie was in vocal jazz for 3.5 years.
Doobie's also he's really into singing and stuff too. Yeah. So he kept a lot of that. He stored a lot of that away, which is great. Well, that's why we have him here on our audio productions.
but like more. I wish there was more teachers like G that would teach you. And you do need to know the basics.
For
Otherwise,
sure.
You can
fundamentals
really hurt yourself.
Fundamentals are absolutely essential.
But then move from there.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to sit in your choir for 4 years of high school and run through the same shit over and over and over again every year.
Man, and that was I don't know if that's changed in the curriculum over the last decade or so or not since I was in school. But like I know, it's like 2 decades now. But God, I'm so old.
Right.
But yeah, that was a big thing for me too. Was like part of staying interested in what I wanted to do was like, hey, let the kids let's do a pop song for this concert. And General Patton she was not so into doing that kind of stuff. She liked to keep things pretty traditional, which. To her credit, the traditional songs that choir sang at Kelly Walsh, they blew them out of the goddamn water. They were great. They sounded fantastic, phenomenal. Yeah. What I did miss, though, was that when I'd go to NC concerts and see them doing all their fun, poppy, the band would play songs that were on the radio, and they would just do like a band rendition of it. And I'm like, that is dope. That's what I want to do.
Like vocal jazz, okay, to give you guys vocal jazz is the highest tier group you can get into at NC. It's all a cappella. It's a mixed group.
I think it is at Kelly Walsh as well.
There's
vocal jazz
12
group.
Voices. 12. That's it. 6 boys, 6 girls.
And usually a bass player and a drummer, right?
Nope.
Oh, they went all a cappella?
Completely a cappella.
Okay. I think at Kelly Walsh they did a bass player and a drummer, but that was just to keep it.
We did. There was like 1 or 2 songs that were like jazz songs. We would do that, but for the most part, it was all a cappella. We did a version of Thrift Shop. And Robert, who was on our Mary Did You Know?
Robert Bertling.
He did the beatboxing for that.
That's right. You told me
and
about
some of the rapping. And Logan filled in for the beatboxing when Robert was rapping.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
See, and
we learned a lot about composition. And, okay, we watched Pentatonics do it, but, how can we make it work for our group?
Right, yeah.
So then you can kind of break it in and write extra parts.
See, and making it relatable, too. Hey, there's this group that's doing all these modern pop songs. Let's watch them do their thing, take away from that, and then write our version of it and do it for our families. You know what I mean? Super cool. See, we didn't do that at Kelly Walsh.
G would just sit back.
And that was a big
let
thing that
the
I knew
kids
about.
do their thing,
I knew
like-
about Grusendorf and his thing too. I learned this from going to concerts at NC and watching him conduct.
Yeah.
But like he'd get up there and he would start off 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then he'd get everybody going, get all the sections
And then
in, and then
just
he would
walk
just kind of
off.
just start fading out, and he'd kind of bob his way over to the side of the stage and rest up against the wall and just kind of.
And when the song was over, the piano player would play a note. He'd go.
He'd come.
He would just tell you,
Yep.
there.
There it is.
That's it.
That's your starting note, and go.
Yeah.
There we go. And to this day, I mean, we went to a concert there. We went to Becca's niece's concert there a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that. Same shit. Grusendorf right up there, gets the band started off, starts going, and sure as shit, he fucking walks away, goes, stands by the wall, and he just bobs along with his band and watches his work. Like, that's his work, you know? So he's just watching it come to life.
That's one of the things I appreciate. I'm sorry we're off on such
This
a
is a
tangent,
long one.
but,
Sorry. That's what she said.
That's the thing I loved about G, though, is G would say, I'm going to show you all the fundamentals, but then from there, I want you to learn how to teach yourself. If you're running into an obstacle, I want you to figure it out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where a lot of musicians these days kind of fall off, is they run into, like, a creative writing block, right? Or they run into, man, I can't find a bass part that fits for this, or I can't find a guitar part that fits for this, or how should I sing that vocal? And they want to run to somebody else for help because, well, that's what they did in music class.
Yeah.
It's like,
She
she was like, no, just sit with it for a second. Sit down at a piano, plink a couple keys, and see
Figure
what you
it out.
come up with.
Yeah.
And that was the thing I loved about it, because we could sit there and vocal jazz. My senior year was probably the best year of vocal jazz I had, because we had, let me see, it was my sophomore year, right before, oh fuck, I don't remember. Is it sophomore, junior, then senior?
Sophomore, junior, senior.
Okay, yeah. Ah, dude.
10, 11, 12. I
Anyway,
think.
my junior year, 11th grade, we had John May, who's a fantastic guitar player.
I know
and
him,
singer.
yeah.
We had David Mayer, who's a fantastic singer. We had Doobie in that choir. We had me and Chris Love and Robert Bertling and Ashton Ingstrom. And I mean, we had really, really great people. And some of them are still doing music today.
Hell yeah.
We could sit there, listen to a song, and typically it would be John. He would sit there with his guitar. Okay, it's these chords, and he would tell Hannah. Hannah would go over the piano, build
Pluck it
the
out,
chord,
yeah.
and then go, okay, altos here, sopranos, tenor, bass, and then baritones, kind of figure it out. And then we'd sit there and they'd play the chord. Everybody would hold their note, then just go for it.
And off we go. Yeah. And if you have people that are talented enough and know their theory well enough, that can happen pretty easily. You know what I mean? It's a great thing to see come together.
It was one of those groups that was so tight together that, like, we didn't really need to sit there. Like, you could hear what somebody else was doing and go, my part needs to do this to match it. And
that's why those choirs are selected by the teachers. That's why because the teachers see that potential in those students and go, you don't need direction. You don't need direction. You guys need to be in a group directing each other.
Yeah.
You can handle this without me. You're in the good choir. You're like, that's how you make the cut.
But anyway, we say all this to say this.
Woo!
She has very good vocal control.
Yes.
And she is very good at composition. Her composition of this piece is amazing. Like, a lot of people, when they write a song, they want to sing it out of just their chest voice or just their head voice or just their... And I get guilty of that myself. When I go to sing a song, I want to be able to sing it out of my chest voice because that's where I project the most.
Yeah, and I just want to...
It adds some flavor to move it. Like, you need to move it.
It says something about her microphone control as well, because
Yes.
even though this is just the video in the studio, she had to come forward and pull off on doing a lot of that stuff. So good mic control, great tonality, good shifting. Let's move forward in the video finally.
Yes.
Here we go.
Ever crossed your mind, and I hope you're not upset.
Like that.
Yes.
I like that, man.
Good.
And the best, the best, the best, and the best, the best, the best, and the best, the best, the best. I wish you the best. Sorry that you hate me. You're blacking out so much lately. Now I'm the target of your rage almost every night.
Wow.
I went to hell and back. I'm sorry, everything I did didn't work out in the end. Now I can't even stand lying in our bed.
I like the message of this. Basically talking about being in a relationship with somebody where it got abusive and she, they weren't getting along, and she said, you said all these things saying that I'm out of line, but, you're the one who did this, that, or the other. And she's kind of taking the high road, like, I'm sorry you don't like me anymore. I'm sorry that, whatever.
Well, and she's talking, too, about, how people change, everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden you started getting shit-faced every night, and, you decided you wanted to come home and take out all your rage on me.
Yeah.
Because you were angry, because you're bottling stuff down, and then you get pissed off when you're drunk, and everything just happens, right? And she's like, I'm not going to be around for that. I don't want to be, I can't be a part of that, not going to let that bring me down also.
But I like how, and this is the one thing, like, people don't understand, right? Because I've had some exes that were just straight up, like, God, horrible people.
No, you haven't.
But I've always had this thing where I'm like, for my own mental health, I need to keep my distance. But, like, it's not a thing, like, how many times do you hear people say, oh, God, I hope my ex dies? Like, that's fucked up. Like I'm the kind of guy that I'm like, you know what? I wish them the best success and happiness. It just wasn't for me. And, like, I like how she kind of has that take on this. She's like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I wish you the best.
It's not for me. Yeah, I can't be hanging around with that stuff. Yeah,
but you just ain't for me. Like,
yep. It's related to that. It reminds me of that Tom McDonald. I think it's Clown World. Where he's talking about, like, I can't hang with you. My feet don't fit in clown shoes. That whole thing. Like, I can't be seen with that shit. Like, I'm not a part of that group. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Yeah. Like, this is the much more emotional, softer side of that message. But yes, it's definitely there. I was gonna make mention of something as well, but I can't. Did you go back already a little bit?
I did. You can take it back one more.
So let's go back one more. So I'm hearing this. Composite, like, mix wise, I'm hearing this, man, and I don't know if it's going to happen later or not. We're only about halfway through, but like, there's this swell of strings that need to come in right before she hits the chorus again, where everything in a big cymbal wash, the big crescendo, and then everything comes down in the chorus. I think it would be dope, and I didn't hear it, but the song is still very meaningful on its own. It's just my big production brain going, oh my God, there's so much room on the outsides for all this.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck in ascend mode. Like, just trying to, like, oh, you could put all these crazy arpeggios right here and do this big buildup. It's fine the way it is. It sounds great. It's just my big production brain going, oh my God, there's room for these big O's and wahs.
There's so much room for activities.
Crescendos. And and sometimes it's okay to just leave that space alone. It's fine. So I just my crazy brain going for it. Let's go.
Never ever crossed your mind. Well, now that's okay.
See, like right here.
I don't know. That's just. And I'll be gone before the morning rise. And if I ever cross your mind, and I hope you're not upset, I wish you the best, and the best, the best, the best, and the best, the best, the best, and the best, the best, the best. I wish you the best, and I honestly forgive you for everything that we've been through. I hope you don't forget. I wish you the best. When you tell me that I'm out of line, I hear you crying when we scream and fight. And if I never ever cross your mind, well, no, that's okay. Oh, honey, now we're out of time. I'll be gone before the morning rise. And if I ever cross your mind, I hope you're not upset. I wish you the best, and the best, the best, the best.
Nice, there you go.
The best, the best, the best, and the best, the best, the best. I wish you the best.
Oh, A little bit of promo here. Here we go.
Damn.
DC 24 Frames director of production. Kat Kalling was a composer. Black Box Studios did the actual production, and Mason Wright did the direction.
24 frames. 24. Okay.
24 frames.
Sounds like somebody knows what they're doing.
Sounds like some production company out there actually knows how to run a camera.
Yeah.
So that was amazing, man. She's got a great voice. Super simple concept for a video again, but made it look really, really well. You know, we're into that stuff around here. Like, work with what you have, make it work, and make it good, and that's exactly what she did.
That was a fantastic video.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like considering. Let me look. 308 views
how do you only have
with 173 subs. Like she is on Exhorter level right now.
She really is.
She's got her shit together.
She really
just doesn't have. The backing.
Yep.
Like,
and it's tough. It's tough out there.
Tough.
But if you're doing it right like this, then when it comes time for people to start, picking you up, noticing you, looking at your content, you have the stuff there. You have it ready. It's not like this, hey, I'm trying to do this thing, go check out my page, and there's nothing there, which is what we commonly find. Especially, around here locally, you find a lot of that. And it's just one of those things where it's like...
Mr. Jackson Pierce did a
Okay.
reaction to this. Check out Jackson Pierce. He's got fantastic channel.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Chill Rocks in the comments.
Chill Rocks in the comments.
Nice.
I'm guessing Kat had her go around with this one.
Had to have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Alexandra Bragg. I know Alex Bragg. That's crazy. Well, you're literally everything. Yeah. That's crazy. She was a Wyomingite.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she lives here anymore, but yeah, I went to school with her. Crazy.
Man,
there's Kat.
There's Kat. I knew it. Here for it, let's go.
Yep.
Oh man, it's such a good
Jay
song.
from the Redneck Riviera. He's here. What's up?
I'm gonna go ahead and like that.
Yeah,
just
there we go.
I like Jay. Jay's good. Yeah, seriously, guys, like check out these videos. Go in the comments. It typically these small people, right? These smaller channels, when they have 50 comments, those people who are commenting on it typically have other channels.
Yep.
Check them out.
Yep.
Help support the local guys and help support all these other channels who are helping to support these guys.
Yeah, it's a crazy community out here.
It is.
We've found running around in some of these small circles that the circles aren't so small.
They're getting big.
We get into some of these groups, and especially with Kat, big shout outs. All the cats, what's up? Big shout outs. But she's introduced us to some of these groups where we're like, hey, we're doing this thing, and before we know it, it's like, oh my god, there's like 200 people in this group that are all very well connected, and they're like this family, and they're basically bringing us in, and they're like, hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the fam. And we're like, it's just really super cool.
It is.
So there, these small circles that you think are on the internet are not as small as you might think they are. Some of these groups are, and she's part of one of these things. So
I will tell you, over the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been introduced to channel after channel after channel. And I mean, a lot of the guys that are in the comments on this video here, not this video you're watching, but click the link in the description to the original video,
the Kat Calling video.
Go check out the people in the comments. Chill Rock, super cool dude. Blindsight, super cool dude. Jackson Pierce, super cool dude.
Jay from the Redneck Riviera, super cool dude.
Those are all people who have actually done reactions to people we know. Like Exhorter, those guys wouldn't know about Exhorter had we not put it on our channel,
on them,
and then pushed it on to Kat, and then Kat pushed it on to the next person. That person pushed it on to the next person. Like, guys, these are how independent artists are made.
There's so much paying it forward on the internet, and especially in these little YouTube circles, and it's great because there's no monetary exchange going on. It's literally like it's just all these people pushing this great content to all these other people, and literally like exactly what you want people to do for your content on Facebook, right? You want a bunch of people to share it out to other people so it gains traction and a bunch of faces see it, right? That happens on YouTube really without you even knowing that it does. If you get into these little small circles before you know it, like today, I woke up today and Bearcat did a reaction to my drum video. I'm like, oh my god, there's another person doing a reaction to my thing. Like, there's been like 5 or 6 people already that have done reactions to just something little rinky dink production I did. So it's great. These communities on the internet are great. These small circles are fantastic. We're so happy to be a part of all this stuff. It's been fantastic. So,
dude, Bearcat's so fucking funny.
He's
dude.
great,
Holy
man.
shit.
His analysis was awesome. Everything that he was saying, he was like, oh, his snare's above his hip flexes, and he talking about, and I'm like, I do all of those things that you're pointing out, like, and they're the things that only drummers know, right? And he's pointing, and I'm like, yep.
The part when he had that confused look, how the fuck are they doing?
He's like,
that?
wait a second, they can't be. They play along with this, and I'm like, I did. You'll see. Just watch to the end of the video, and you'll see. You'll hear the actual drums. They're not like they are in the video. So
Yeah.
a lot of post production on that stuff.
Yeah.
But.
Anyway, if you guys like this video as much as we did, please, guys, show her some support.
Oh, I give that a
Give
5
her
out of
up,
5 backwards
like-
hats. By the way,
Oh yeah,
that was great,
dude. That was
For
sick.
how does it only have 300 views? That's insane.
Yeah.
Go give this some views. Let's push this to
Yes.
500. Let's go.
push.
Let's
push,
do it.
push.
Do it for our
Share it with
communities.
your grandmas. Share it on your Instagram. Share it on your Snapchat, your Pornhubs, OnlyFans. Share it everywhere, guys.
Do them all.
And if you guys liked it as much as we did, leave a thumbs up.
Do one of those.
A thumbs up goes a long way for a channel.
It puts it in the algorithm.
Subscribe.
That puts it in the algorithm.
Click the bell.
Algorithm.
Become part of the notification gang.
rhythm. Gang.
It's all important. We'll see you guys next time. Wow.
When is his birthday? Isn't he in April, baby? I thought he was. May? Because he turned 30 last year, right? That was his 30 was last year?
He has the same birthday as Mason at work. They're the same age, too.
Okay. What day is what's
don't
Mason's?
remember.
Well, that's helpful.
I don't remember. I just remember that.
I
can tell you.
I'm just trying to figure out what his zodiac sign is. Maybe he's
Oh, Jesus
maybe
Christ.
he's going through some astrological nonsense, you know?
Who the fuck walked in here, Becca or Matt? Like, what?
Bro, I live with her. What do you want from me? It's gonna happen
May
every now and then.
24th.
May.
Yeah. I believe that's correct anyway.
He's coming up into his time of the year, man. So you know,
Yeah, is the moon and
your
Gatorade,
wavelength. It could be,
is he an asparagus?
You know, there could be some sort of asparagus. There could be some, you know, I literally don't know any of them. There could be a genie in a bottle, a Gemini in a bottle, or something. I don't know what the hell it is, you guys. I don't.
Another brick in the wall, perhaps.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. I literally don't know, but yeah, maybe there's some weird. It's just some energy shit going on. You know, I've had a little bit of that going on. Some like feistiness in me, and some I don't give a shit kind of lately. But you know,
Supposedly, Kenna's telling me that us Tauruses and shit are supposed to be all going crazy from the end of April, like April 29th.
Stay
to
away.
May 5th, okay?
Stay away from Chris.
She's like, I just want you to know I'm still going to love you when you batshit crazy. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know Becca does that to me
Like-
too, and I'm an Aries, so naturally, I guess in the zodiac world, that's like the forbidden word. That's like a he who shall not be spoken or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's like you say Aries, and everyone's like, oh my god, are you okay? Is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, yeah, I know Aries, I know you're fine. It's like okay.
Okay.
You know, everybody running away from me doesn't help me be nice to anybody, right? So maybe that's part of the problem. All you stereotypical Aries haters out there.
Like
I don't know.
Like if people want to believe whatever, whatever.
That's-
It just don't make no sense to me.
I listen, I believe in energies, and I do believe in the rise and fall of the tides and things like that, and I believe that it has something to do with gravitational pull and this, that, and the other. What that affects in the human psyche as far as the body's related and the mind is connected, I have no fucking idea. Literally do not know. I don't know any of the connections there. Don't know if there is one. Don't know if I believe it or not.
Like the whole. Okay, so I've said this several times, and if you guys have dropped into live chats where I've been there, or live streams when I've been there for other channels, I always say something before I leave. Thoughts become perception, and perception becomes reality. I think there's a lot of those things that people think about constantly. Like, I know people who are obsessed with, oh, well, you know, in about 4 hours, because you were born at what time? In about 4 hours, you're just gonna start feeling a thing, and then they get that in their head and they think about it and they're consumed by it, and then that becomes their perception of everything they see is tied to it.
That's basically
And
like
then that becomes their reality, whether that's actually reality.
because they start living by that. You
Yeah.
know? That's called the placebo effect,
Yeah.
man. It's just somebody feeding you and this is watch out for this, watch out for this, watch out for this, and before you know it, that's all you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And then that thing manifests itself into reality because you basically walked right into that because that's all you got. That's all you're thinking. It's like a bad headline on the news, man. It's like when Fox gets on the news and they're like, or CNN gets on, whichever, pick your poison. It doesn't matter. When they get on the news and they're just blasting a headline, and then before you know it, you see that, and that's all you can think about for the next 30 minutes. And it's like, that's why, is because you just got slammed into there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. You know, to each his own. Different strokes for different folks.
This is why I think one of those things like success if you live and dream and think success and it becomes your perception, like you go, my next move needs to be this, right? Or my next whatever, my next goals, I have to meet this goal. All of that will become a reality as long as you stick to it. So there's positive and negative things that you could apply that to, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But, and there it goes. There's the philosophy corner for you from 307 Reacts, your daily dose of philosophy. Do not take that out of this room. I don't know. Your mileage may vary. That's what we're going to leave it with. Let's go.